Having clarity of your motivation makes all the difference. If you can get clarity on why you're going to do what it is you want to do, will make all the difference on how you go about doing that or if you do it at all. This is the Warrior Podcast, episode 121, and I want to talk about thinking with the end in mind. So, I get a phone call the other day, and this happens quite often. An individual will call me seeking out training, in jujitsu. And right out of the gate, they're generally young. I'm going to go ahead and qualify that real quick. Young men. They'll right out of the gate say, "Hey, I'm interested in competition." That's really my chief motivation for wanting to get into doing jujitsu. So my next question to them is, have you ever trained before? And 99 times out of 100, it's always, no, I just, I've watched UFC or I've got a buddy who does it in Chicago or something like that. I go, okay. So what makes you want to get into jujitsu? Oh man, I just want to be the best. Okay. Here's my point. What I generally am thinking when that person calls is, okay, you've never done it before, but yet you want to be at the highest level of it. So then I ask myself, why does this person want that? In order to do what? To meet what end? What is this really going to satisfy in them to be the best at something they've never done before? What is it they really want? See, I don't think people consider the reasons why they do things. See, I think that that's our problem as human beings, is that we don't really understand our true motivation. See, Jesus came and revealed to us and beforehand in the prophets that the heart is deceitful above all things. We're told that in Jeremiah. And we're also taught in Proverbs that a man always thinks he's right in his own heart. And that if somebody just is concerned with expressing their heart or discovering their own intentions, or in that it's all about them and their motivation for things, that they're basically lost and clueless. So am I being too harsh on this individual that wants to come into an activity they've never done before with the motivation of being the best at it? I mean, aren't we encouraged to be the best at something? And here's the question, can you even be the best? And if you can, what would that satisfy? What would that accomplish in your life? What end is that going to meet? So I naturally give the people, I give these individuals a piece of advice. What is my take on the whole thing? And I said, well, here's the thing. In order to be a world champion, the first thing you have to do is get on the mat. The second thing you have to do is get on the mat consistently. You got to start off with like 2 days a week, 3 days a week, and then move in beyond that to 4. Eventually, you're probably going to have to move to a city or a climate where there's the same motivation of those individuals, meaning there's a lot of people that are striving for the same thing. That way they can challenge each other to be the best. But then we got to ask ourselves, what is statistically probably going to be the probability of you being the best? In the sense, not your best, but the best. Probably very slim. Let's think about it. There's not a whole lot of best out there. There's like one. That's fine. But if you accomplish that, will that really satisfy what you're longing for? Is that really what you need to get there? Or can you do it another way without having to devote your entire life to something in order just to feel confident about yourself or to feel like you have meaning or purpose? All right, let's bring this back full circle to God's truth. See, ultimately, no matter what we accomplish on this earth, for here, it ends up being useless, right? It's going to burn if it's just for here. See, we're taught as Christians that all of our motivation is to be for the hereafter, that we're citizens of heaven, not citizens of earth, that we're children of God, not children of the world, children of disobedience, children of wrath, as we once were prior to our saving by God's grace through faith given to us by what Christ did on the cross. So it's important to think with that end in mind, that we're citizens of heaven, that everything we do must have that end to to glorify God, to walk in that purpose that he set before us. Anything less than that is self-aggrandizement and really will burn, will fade, will decay, will rot, will be forgotten. I think that that's a glorious message, not one, but the world doesn't want to hear. That's a condemning message, rightly so. I hope they are condemned in that sense that it burns them to go, wait, this is all useless. And then they can actually look in the direction that is useful, which is God and his glory. All right, guys, as always, you are a warrior designed for glory. If you like the content, your next step is to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like it, comment, share it with others, and continue to watch. And I'll put it out. To God be the glory. Peace.